Hello and welcome to the NXT review. I'm Michael Sidgwick, joined by fellow Dadley boy Michael Hamflett to discuss everything that went down on last night's show. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure to subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube for daily wrestling podcasts where we preview and review the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, pay-per-views, premium live events, question and answer time, various roundtable discussions. We have wrestler interviews on occasion, and we host a roundup of the week complete with a bloody good quiz of cows on Wrestle Culture. Over to you.
Yeah. I wasn't exactly excited to cover this in Wilborn's absence. I think he hates missing NXT.
I don't think Stax is going to turn up either.
Yeah, he's not messaged me. Has he messaged you?
Nah.
No, not been in touch. I mean, he's using his influence, as we saw last night.
Yeah.
So he knows he's got, access to the power brokers now.
Yeah.
He's one of the biggest beneficiaries of the TNA NXT business relationship, unlike us, who have to watch it play out every week.
Yeah.
Well, just another thing TNA have ruined. You know one of my rich histories says, don't you? The rich history of NXT Women's Division Battle Royals. Normally good, full of action, full of drama, full of stories. Not anymore.
Not good action, though.
TNA killed it last night.
Yeah,
and we'll get to that in the main event. Before we get started, do you have any proud thoughts yourself on this NXT?
Yeah, my proud thoughts are the main event was spiritual agony.
Good, yeah. That's what I called it.
Spiritual agony.
It's like a Jeff Hardy stipulation, doesn't it?
You
don't get to take a bruise on your goddamn body, but your spirit is sailing, man.
It's sailing, man. Spiritual agony in the main event. A woeful match elsewhere on the show. It's maybe taking it too far, but certainly a woeful finish. Elsewhere, I couldn't care less. There's one wrestler who I thought was pretty great on the night. Stick around to find out who.
Yeah, I genuinely can't think of a single pair. Well, we will see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to find out. But we start the show proper with a brief recap of the NXT TNA Showdown stuff from last week.
Yep. Move.
The wrestlers all arrive. There's blue loads of them.
Yeah, move all this.
The car park.
10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, Netflix button. 10 seconds, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I've said it before, I press 10 more often than Sean Spears.
That's Spearsy. Spearsy on the 10s.
Spearsy on the 10s. I'm just call me Spearsy.
Okay. Okay, Spearsy.
Bam, 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 bam. Nothing of interest. Seen it.
Well, speaking of things you've probably seen enough of sometimes, Ricky Saints opens the show proper. The NXT champion, obviously. He gets a good response, and he says, that's what I love about all of this, is the response I get from you guys. And I'm just out here to make two things perfectly clear. One, when the odds are against me, I'll fight like hell. I don't like him as a earnest babyface. Never did.
No.
It's the thing he suits least. But he's trying, I suppose. He says it's, but it's not just. It's not just for him. It's for everybody. That's the point. You see, he fights the crowd as well as himself. I don't buy it. Unlike Trick Williams.
Yeah.
In like what happened in the big match last week.
Indeed, yeah.
Trick won't fight for the people.
Spoiler, he's the one I like.
Yeah. He says that when Ricky Saints says when he won the NXT title, it became clear very quickly that you can't fold under pressure like Trick Williams did. Trick says he built NXT, but this is where they do that thing. It's like when was it when Braun Breaker went to space with Cameron Grimes? Remember that?
Yeah.
Like Ricky Saints gets on this thing about how NXT's his house, but you got to keep it clean. And Trick Williams hasn't been doing the tidy enough, and he hasn't paid his rent. He goes way too deep into the student house analogy, where it's like, no, you ain't done the washing up, Trick.
Yeah,
and by the way, I've been putting the bins out, Trick.
Yeah, eventually just doesn't become an analogy.
Yeah, just kind of goes off for a bit.
Yeah. It's good. Got great air conditioning in here. I'm staring at a gigantic fan as we speak.
I did hear, to be fair to Saints, he was actually trying to read the script, but my man forgot his glasses. He said,
well, this promo fell flat.
He says ultimately Trick would be mad to abandon this so-called house that he built, but he's going to will Trick into taking a shot against him to prove him wrong. He'll offer the title shot to him. A lot of people want to be the number one contender. A battle royal tonight will prove that. But I'm Ricky Saints, and I call my shots, and I'm calling out Trick Williams for Halloween Havoc for my NXT championship. Trick Williams appears on the screen. And he says, I know you're angry, but it's not my fault you couldn't get it done against Team TNA. Ricky, you think you're carrying the brand, but all you're doing is that you're trying to follow in my footsteps, and my feet are too big. I don't think he's just talking about his...
No, I think he's talking about his cock.
I was wondering that, but I wanted to clarify that with you. I thought that too. He says that Saints is just jealous that Trick's already done the things that he still wants to do, and he looks loads better doing it. And now he's so angry, he's willing to put his title on the line. It's not really champion's behaviour, but this is weird. He says, but we'll do it on my time. See you later. And then later on, it's announced that this is the main event for Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
So they're kind of doing it on Ricky Saints' time.
Yeah. Another clock.
And, another clock.
Another clock.
Ricky Saints tries to get in another line about well, your time's up and maybe you slipped and fell over and banged your head. That really drew me over the edge. See you later, guys.
See you later, guys.
And he says he puts Trick on notice. Let's talk about it. And yeah, the match gets made.
Yeah.
So both of them loses for that match getting booked.
Indeed. Booking is invariably poor, but I love Trick Williams as a heel. I think his attitude is stellar. His confidence, his swagger, I think he's just that. I've been saying this for 4 years at this point. But the dude is a star. He absolutely is. He's dripping it right now. He's at his best or close to it. He's absolutely great. Here's something of the many things I'm sick of. Why do they always, and by they, I mean every wrestler in existence right now, AEW does it way too much, and they've been doing it too much for years. NXT does it a lot. Like, Cody does it in a better way than most, but like this I represent the brand chat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's not exactly this new thing, right? I know that ECW promoted itself as this cult because they needed this die-hard, like, bond with the audience to stay with it. It was like a mentality. It
was galvanizing even in difficult times, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they needed, we needed to sell the actual thing, the ideas, the identity, the soul or whatever as the brand.
The wrestlers want to get paid.
Yeah, because at some point all of them are going to leave, every single last one of them, right? And I know, like, if you go back as well and watch those vintage Ric Flair promos, right? He will put over Crockett as like the best wrestling, and he's the best of the best, and like, you know, you get it on Crockett. Like, this has kind of always happened, at least in my lifespan.
What this belt means.
Yeah.
The National Wrestling Alliance. And
yeah. It's happened all the time. It's not necessarily a new thing, but it is the new emphasis. Like this, why can't Ricky Steaks and Ricky Steaks? Ricky Steaks. Why can't
you get 3 for $10 off Ricky Steaks?
Why can't Ricky Steaks and Tricky Burgers?
Tricky and Ricky Steaks and Burgers.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have built a house. We should have built a restaurant.
Why can't they hate each other's personality and conduct as... I mean, there was a bit of that, but like, it's
Trick hates Ricky more than...
Yeah.
Ricky's angrier that, like, he let him down in a NXT TNA match.
Yeah. Ricky mascot.
A little bit.
They're all mascots, man. And again, I know it's not this necessarily new thing, but it's all like Hangman Page and Samoa Joe are doing it. Like, you can represent this company, but I represent this company. Darby Allin and Moxley, Trick Williams, Tricky Burgers and Ricky Steaks are doing it. And it's just an infestation of brand in pro wrestling right now. An infestation of brand. And I just can no longer sanction it. I just cannot sanction it whatsoever.
I hate it the most here. Because there's such a muddied water with TNA anyway. Like, what's Ricky that angry about? Like, there's a TNA wrestler literally in the next match.
I know.
There was no stakes. There was no Ricky Stakes attached to that tag match last week at all. Like, it's a bit like when you were saying about like last year after the Young Bucks beat up Tony Khan, and then within 3 weeks, like, nobody's fighting for out. Like, Tony Khan still presses the buttons. Tell me what this amorphous concept actually is.
Yeah.
Nobody ever clarifies that bit of it.
Yeah. It's just, I'm better at representing the brand that underpays me more faithfully and correctly than you. It's pathetic. I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. If you ignore the material, Trick Williams' verbal delivery is he the best talker in professional wrestling? Is he the very best talker?
Yeah.
The guy is unbelievable.
He does one of the, like, very, very difficult things and makes it look easy, which is he just sells you on something.
Yeah.
Wrestlers are asked to like fart out all sorts of stuff and then try and make you feel like it's something you want to buy into. He's pretty great at that.
No,
because this is like wafer thin.
Aye.
And he kind of talks you into it a bit, doesn't he? You know, like that kind of, this idea that like you can reduce Ricky Saints because of his age and because he's been a bit of a mark. And Trick can...
I like that element of it. Tricky Burgers was basically going, "Oh, you're one of these losers who grinded their whole life to just walked in as a star."
Yeah,
I like that. That's an element of a personal touch. It's one of the highlights of the show, and I still had fundamental issues with it.
You might like this because I think we'll probably have some fun with it when the match actually happens. Javon Evans and Leon Slater are backstage, and
God, kill me now.
They're talking about their match for Bound for Glory. They're doing that thing where they're mates, but there's a little bit of competitive energy between them. Where it's like, how'd you beat? Well, I think I might how'd you beat. If it wasn't for Dark State, the recap, and if you missed Bound for Glory, and I'm sure plenty of you did.
I'm not being ignorant, and I'm doing my job. I'm on my phone. I need to look for a tweet.
Okay. Leon Slater and Javon Evans were having an X Division title match. It was seen as extremely futuristic, maybe one of the Match of the Year candidates, and then a very TNA move, I suppose an NXT one as well. Dark State came in, ruined it all, and like now we still don't know who the better man is, and they'll have to have a match further on down the line. And this was very much evidence of two young guys really getting over just by being themselves. And then the Hardy Boys thought, we can suck it up for ourselves, thanks very much, because they came into shot not to offer a defense of the NXT/TNA tag team titles.
The NXT TNA tag titles.
Thank you. Against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. It was like a kind of super group. Now, Hardy's got a better idea. Like,
what if you're Marks?
What if you, our biggest fans, allow us to continue to have a presence on this show and have a 4-on-4 match with Dark State? So down the line, it will be the Hardy Boys, Javon Evans, and Leon Slater. They're kind of like versions of us, but in the future. But that makes us in the past, man.
Now we're timeless. We go across every last dimension, man. Except for the realm of punks.
We had a big old laugh at my expense on the Dynamite preview earlier on.
Check it out.
Wherever you get your pods, about the impending return of Chris Jericho. And can't help noticing that the Hardy Boys contract with TNA is up pretty soon. And they've strapped themselves up with a pair of WWE-owned belts. I mean, the tag division's wafer thin on both main roster shows. And Matt Hardy loves to lie and pretend like he's trying to get young guys over. So
that's his favorite thing. Yep. He spent more time mentoring Isaiah Cassidy than the duration of the Attitude Era. Yes, the feud in between, but the idea would have been, I'll get this kid over. Where's Isaiah Cassidy right now?
They're coming all the way back, the Hardys. I think this doesn't just end with NXT, or it doesn't.
Let's see the reactions they get. What is your problem? And by you, I mean the wrestling fan. Like, stop popping for these dinosaurs, these relics.
Would you join me? Would you be seated with me for one more run at Jeff and Punk one last time? I'd look at that.
No!
That singles match once.
I loved that. It's one of my favorite wrestling stories ever. And one of the reasons is this, because this has never happened. A definitive end point where it just ended because Jeff Hardy wanted out. Mm-hmm. So he did business on the way out, and he put over thanks Taker.
Yeah, done in a month.
Done in a month. Thanks Taker for that. And then
didn't want to wear a suit,
something like that,
like John Cena.
Yeah.
No, he said you should wear a suit. The world champion. You should wear a suit, Punk. You're a world champion. John Cena wears denim shorts all day, dead man. Yeah. You think of John Cena, Punk?
It's like, well, no. You should want to be John Cena, asshole.
What's the rules, dead man?
You should want to be John Cena. Otherwise, why are you in this business? Well, I'm trying to be. Shut up, kid. It's like, don't you dress for the job you want? You dress for the job that Mark goddamn Calloway tells you to dress for.
I suppose you think you're too good to work old dead man in the Hell in a Cell. No, dead man, that'll be me honor. Great, 9 minutes. I'm winning with a tombstone. Give me the belt.
Yeah, 9 minutes. I was excited for that match.
Me too.
My naive.
Yeah, me too.
Naivety. I don't understand the Hardy Boys. I don't understand. First of all, let's talk about this segment in and of itself and why I hated it. And let's have an extended meditation on Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Which is what Chris Jericho might have called, remember that abandoned feud in AEW?
Yeah.
They were kind of feuding as part of the Inner Circle in the Extended Elite or whatever, but it was going to be a singles thing. My God. Anyway.
That would have been the segment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Extended meditation. Like a Dynamite graphic.
Yeah, extended meditation. That's the match graphic, yeah. Right. But this thing, so the Hardy Boyz come in and they basically say to Javon and Slater, look, we've got your backs and, you know, we won't forget this. And we've got our issues with Dark State too and da-da-da-da-da. And then... And I forget, I know it was only 2 minutes ago, I forget if you recap this, but as soon as the Hardy Boyz exit the scene, the camera goes to Javon Evans and Leon Slater, who for 20 minutes on Sunday were the coolest two wrestlers in the world, the most state-of-the-art professional wrestlers in the world, right? Yeah. It cuts back to, well, it doesn't cut to, they leave the frame, then the camera zones in on just last week, the end of last week, the two coolest wrestlers on the planet for 20 minutes. And they go like this. And it's going to be a bit of an ick, but I need to do the voices, right? So they get closer to each other as if, oh my God, like, did that just happen? Like, you know, it was treated like, I'm not saying girls react like this in real life. Certainly, if I have a mind number, they would. But, you know, in the films, just all films.
Yep.
When, you know, in films, right? When, like, Hot Chad walks up to Jessica and, like, goes something, I don't know. It's been a while since I raised anyone up. I'm married now. But when he goes, hey, baby, can I get your number? Or something. Yeah. And then she's like, oh, my God, sure, Brad. And then, like, Brad's like, cool, call you later. And then he walks off and then goes to his, like, Corvette or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like
in films.
Yeah. Like, in all the films this happens. And, like Jennifer's there with, you know, like, Denise and Chelsea. And, like, they go... In the films. I'm not saying this happens in real life because obviously women aren't, you know, that. They don't act like that. Mm-hmm. It's a male screenwriter's version of a giggly schoolgirl. But that we see it in all the films, right? Javon Evans and Leon Slater, am I right or am I wrong? We're like, the Hardy Boyz are just nice to us. And then Javon Evans, I can only describe this as he starts jeffing out. They put us over and start doing the Hardy Boyz dance. How have we reached a point, seriously, after that dreadful, like, aura-destroying, legacy-rubbishing run that the Hardys had in All Elite Wrestling, right? Have we reached a point where they've entered WWE through the supplicant door, the supplicant flap?
Yep.
Right? And then now at a point...
We're the best wrestler AEW, the recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment, TNA, the supplicant flap.
That's what it is. How have we reached a point now where they are champs, to use the verbiage of the day?
Yeah.
And they are now scooping the heat of the two coolest new wrestlers in the mid-boom. They're a mid-boom and it's a mid-boom.
Good. That's good.
WWE. And now, as you say, like, the reactions they're getting, how much more TV time they're getting, it's going to snowball from here. How is Matt Hardy still at large? There needs to be a manhunt.
A Matt hunt.
Needs to be a Matt hunt. I'm not being funny. Like, how are they still at large? It drives me nuts. And here's something from Matt Hardy. He's such an arsehole. He's such an arsehole of a man. He's always been such a, like, awful energy. We were discussing before the podcast which wrestler would you least like to go for a pint with. It was confined to AEW, but now that's extended out to the entire wrestling world, you know, USA, AEW, and WWE.
Correct.
It's got to be Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's blocked me on Twitter, so he's not going to, you know, invite me for any pints. But, like, oh, my God, this guy has always been the worst, like, the absolute worst. Yes, you were wronged in 2004 and badly, and no one...
Time's been not great to his behaviour during that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm about to say. Like, yes, but, like, you basically went on a campaign and to a point where for how many years later did they chant you're a slut at Lita?
Oh, years. 3
years. It defined her. It defined her as a person. And Matt Hardy's, like, awful. He's... one of my biggest, I hate playing dumb. I hate people who can't just be forthright and frank and just say it. Matt Hardy is one of the worst. Oh, just say it. I know what you want to say, people of all time. This guy who, it's the most egotistical wanker ever, who will pretend not to have an ego. It's like, just say it.
And he will, like most wrestlers, he will flip pending wherever the money or the job or the story. Like, what was the like, we're talking right now about the idea of the Hardys through the supplicant flap looking to get back in WWE. What was it was Colt, like the chain of events is Colt Cabana wrestles Chris Jericho in this one big what's that about? And then Trent tweets for the boys.
For the boys.
And like Matt Hardy replies, he doesn't tweet himself, but he replies to Trent's tweet,
with "You're goddamn right, Heisenberg."
Goddamn right. Are you looking forward to the WWE return, Matt Hardy, where you'll probably work house shows and then thank who
for the house?
Like,
yeah,
you know, right.
Honestly, man. So he tweeted this in the wake of one final table against the Dudley Boys, because someone tweeted storytelling, all caps. That's when you know they haven't got a clue what they're talking about. I expect nothing less from Bubba Ray and Devon. So Matt Hardy, brain is wrong. As someone else pointed out, the fantastic @GoAwayHeat, by the way, Jenny, great wrestling Twitter follow, correctly points out, she replied, "I interpreted the table as being allegorical, like it represents Bubba's 30-year career, and he had to break through to enjoy retirement." Just beautiful.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. And she also pointed out that Matt Hardy proceeds to bury the entire TNA roster and the one person on Twitter who liked the match, because he quote tweets this earnest praise by saying, "This match consisting of strong storytelling." Well, go to school again. It wasn't meant to be a Flair HBK finish. It had her own personal spin on it. It's like a lip-chewing, water-chewing. Oh, God, I wish Wilborn was here. Not to be disrespectful towards the rest of the amazing roster on this show, but this is the match that set the new attendance record. People cared about the Hardy-Dudley rivalry. Doesn't matter what internet nobodies say on social media, the Hardy Boys sell tickets in 2025. The Hardys-Dudley match at Bound for Glory 2025 reminds me of the final deletion from 2016. It's initially going to be polarizing, and people will either love it or hate it. Like it's the White Album. Like it's the White Album, Matt Hardy.
It's a album, Matt.
Yeah. I mean, as time passes, people will look back at this.
Donuts, where will I?
Does that count? Do I have to still bleep that one? They put an E on the end. It's like, okay, I'll put it in as well.
As time passes, people will look back at this match as a masterclass performed by 4 30-year-plus grizzled vets. Yeah. This match was historic and special. I'm proud of myself, Jeff Hardy, Bully Ray, and Devon for making magic together one final time. Thank you for the opportunity and the platform, TNA. It's initially going to be polarizing, and people will love it or hate it. As time passes, people will look back at this match as a masterclass. Like the White Album. What else? What great groundbreaking works of art was so ahead of their time? Challenged convention, right? Challenged convention to such a profound extent that the human mind that is not the artist who gifted the world it couldn't comprehend it yet. The White Album, Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. People were made genuinely uncomfortable by the nerve shown by David Lynch to convey the gravity of what actually happened to Laura Palmer in such a harsh light that it just kind of ruined that sort of Misty Mountains romance and offbeat charm of Twin Peaks, when really that was the core of the story. It did take years for people to go, you know what? He confronted us with something, and all these years later, I kind of realized that I needed to be confronted with it. I needed to be confronted with Hardy Boys versus the Dudleys, polarizing, but with time, your feeble mind will get it. That's basically what he's saying. You just didn't get it yet.
There was a bit.
Your kids are going to love it.
There was a bit in the middle where Jeff Hardy set up a ladder in the island, swanton bombed Devon Dudley through a table.
Yeah,
saw it 20 times. Like when they were 30 years younger, nearly. Like what's history making in?
Well, here's the thing: when he's talking
era
about
defining,
when he's talking about the final deletion, I will give Matt Hardy this. It was the talk of the wrestling town when there was actually quite a lot to talk about.
He's right about the final deletion.
Yeah.
He's 100% wrong about this comparison too.
Yes, of course. The final deletion was literally the talk of the pro wrestling town, okay? And this was when WWE had a year of, oh, hang on, the main roster, people like it. I mean, I saw through it, but people liked it and thought, oh, hang on, we might be back.
Yeah.
NXT.
Still cooking.
Not as good as 2014 or 15, but, you know, still like the takeovers were
strong.
starting to really come into the fore and all the rest of it. New Japan, like...
That was the year for me.
That was like, that's the year that people got into it. It was like the rise of the elite and stuff, and obviously Ring of Honor is in parallel with that. And, you know, it's not as if everyone else was like, God damn it, this is such great, groundbreaking pro wrestling that, well... It's Hulkamania. We'll have to do what the Fed does to keep up or whatever. It had a belated influence because promoters felt they were forced to do something else with no fans in the pandemic. Mm-hmm. If there wasn't no pandemic, there would be no cinematic matches as like a genre. Yeah. Right. So he takes too much credit for that. But, you know, it was the talk of the town. It was unique. I found some of it amusing at the time. Okay. This was every Hardy's Dudley Boy spot you've ever seen with a bleak cloud hanging over it. And then they did just basically sub-Usos melodrama because it's in fashion. It is the most it is the opposite of what that idiot Matt Hardy thinks it is. The opposite of what that idiot thinks it is. It is a bunch of carnies. And the only shred of acclaim I could give to like that, the acting as well. Who do these people think they are? Like
Bully Ray's pooed his pants acting. They're full of crap.
They're full of crap.
My pants are full of crap.
Yeah,
like, Jeff.
The end is nigh, you goddamn slut. That was basically his facial expression. Okay, it's the only thing you could possibly say in defense of that match and finish. Mm-hmm. Is that it's like, I've already used one analogy, here's a second. I actually quite like this genre for its stupid cocaine excess. But you know when, like, we've talked about this, all the 70s rockers just, oh God, it's synthesizers, isn't it? Let's just do some of that. At the very least, these four idiots, and all four of them are stupid. Actually, you know what? Devon's smart enough not to open his mouth very much, so maybe he's quite smart.
He got through, like, if anything, he's the impressive one. He got through a pretty serious health scare and had one last match.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair play. It is, they've gone and went, oh, what's in? We'll just do that. All right, this melodrama stuff and the idea of Bully Ray grabbing anyone on an emotional level when he's spent his entire career is just a tablesman. Who says vile things in ECW and, you know, thinks he's Freddie Blassie getting acid in the face. No one jumped the front row, let alone stabbed you. So shut your mouth. I hate Matt Hardy too much. Yeah. And now
18 minutes worth of hating him. It's good stuff.
And I've got nothing to say on the resulting matches really. And Javon Evans, I know Brian. I know it's kind of an in thing, and I'm not as big or as high on Javon Evans as Brian Alvarez is, and that's why this has been in the conversation. But I am big on hating Matt Hardy and this phenomenon of the Hardy Boys and how they just do what they did 20 years ago slower. I'm sorry. That's all. I don't get it. This cult of the Hardys just drives me nuts. And watching Javon, like they look like in this, TNA made them look cool. Like, compared to NXT, can you believe that? Yeah. TNA, booked by, Tommy Dreamer and Delirious. The joke promotion that exists to piss off the core audience in the most basic, manipulative of professional wrestling ways. I piss them off, they'll come back and see if they're not pissed off anymore. That's TNA's booking model, is to think you're a thick mark who'll come crawling back, right? And it's lame, and they take the WWE cast-offs and they have no identity for themselves, and they haven't been at the forefront of anything stylistically in 2 decades. It's prefixed with LOL. It's how much of a joke TNA is in the minds of a lot of wrestling fans, and they made these two guys look very, very cool. Well, they botched it, of course, but
Yeah.
good on TNA, ruffle its hair for a long time. They made it look pretty cool, okay? And then Shawn Michaels, that idiot, that moron,
No, hang on.
has
I've enjoyed.
made Javon Evans look like the 9-year-old kid in 2009 Jeffing Out. Well, what are we doing? If you think of how cool wrestling could be, and I don't think people have got the imagination to comprehend it anymore, this is not how you do it.
It's a. I've recently flagged up a
Imagine the Von Erichs in 1982 to use the shorthand of like actually cool, pushed young wrestlers who reached young people. Okay, imagine the Von Erichs. I don't know, like Tezzing out.
Women out for Luthers.
Yeah.
It's
Would
so
never happen in a million years.
Nah.
I know they did the Dad's Claw different, Heartland of Texas and all the rest of it.
I highlighted recently how when
Imagine them londossing out.
You could draw in a sportatorium every week. When the promotion's hot, it stops taking pot shots. It stops lashing out at the audience. It just doesn't do any of those things because it's too busy being hot and being cool and booming and whatever. And that's been like a stark difference in 2025. The amount of little lash outs, either just actual verbal lash outs or booking lashing out by various wrestlers and bookers and whatnot this year. That's been notable. The disease is back in. We're going to have to come up with a new name. Like, thank you, Dolpher, of all them years for the Gratitude Era. But your AEW February 2020 is my Fed Raw is Triple X. And what happened on Raw is Triple X? DX back down from Imperium.
Yeah.
The Undertaker did his magic whisper to Bray Wyatt. But like these were like very earnest attempts to like, we're not going to do what we've done every
statements.
other time. Yeah. Like, sorry that we never put guys over for 20 years. Like now
We're going to do it.
we're going to back out the way. And look what happens when it starts going backwards the other way and the disease sets back in. And the idea is a couple of stars turn up and you got to mark out. Like, and you can see some of the old, it's funny you mentioned Shawn Michaels booking it because it's just this thing that's become normalized over like decades at this point. But certain old wrestlers still wouldn't have it. You know, Vic Joseph was doing that at the desk last week, the Jeff Hardy dance. I'm like, Booker T, sit down.
Yeah.
I know they have a bit of banter and they sometimes sound like they hate each other as a shoot, but like Booker T just couldn't sanction it. Like an ex-wrestler couldn't sanction like a fellow performer. What are you doing?
It's a world.
It's like your job.
It is a world of match strikers.
Yeah. And I am pretty high on John Evans. He's one of them guys where like I bought into it. And then the one time I saw him live, I did get that. I get it. This bouncy thing, his body.
I think it's great. I'm just not quite as high as Alvarez.
I've gone towards that direction so much so that when Alvarez's point, I've said it in every pod this week, but it's really stuck with me. This helping the young guys stuff is its own sickness. That he's 21, just let him make it.
Yeah.
Push him. Yeah. Like having beat 20 guys, in 10 years. Because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to to keep down a bit longer until they can get out. It's just like, rubbish. But yeah, there'll be a 4-on-4 with Dark State to look forward to. That was an interesting meditation on the old Hardy Boyz there. NXT Anonymous is back.
Oh my God, this is awful.
Staring at women.
Who's behind the camera? Adam Wilborn? What's Wilborn doing today as we speak?
He's being NXT Anonymous.
Was he hanging around a bunch of 18-year-olds?
Flying back from the performance center, I do believe.
Oh, God, it's funny stuff. Yeah, Kalani Jordan and Jordan Grace. Same names, remember us. They're having a row. Kalani is saying that Jordan Grace was just a big fish in a small pond, but TNA is something bigger now, as you can see, because I'm the TNA champion. And Jordan Grace, it's that brand stuff again. She's like, you realise you're only champion of a TNA. Kind of, I made a bigger deal when I was Knockouts champion. And then they're both like, well, we'll see each other later in the Battle Royal. And you're like, well, Kalani Jordan can't think this is that big a deal. And if she's entering a multi-woman Battle Royal and willing to risk injury to win a better title.
Yeah.
It's so thoughtless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, when Chavo entered the Royal Rumble as the ECW World Champion and the Fed just didn't even care how significant that was.
Yeah.
Your brand means nothing.
Yeah,
then.
nothing.
Like,
Absolutely nothing. This wasn't the thing I was describing earlier as spiritual agony, but it was close to it.
Yeah.
Like, you are way more like level-headed and you can see the fun in it, and you just accept it. I'll never in a million years accept just WWE speak or the way promos are cut. And I think it extends to a lot of pro wrestling as well as there's a wrestling language in the way they talk about it, like that's just in now and has been for years and years. You sometimes go back and listen to like an 80s promo or whatever. It's all used to a degree, even in a more cartoonish landscape, used to talk like real people, but that doesn't happen. It's bad enough during like these sort of like invisible camera segments, or even like when the broadcasters have got the mic and they're doing it. When you are capturing a conversation anonymously that is meant to be candid, so in my head it exists outside of the half-knowing world that is performing in front of a camera, right?
Yeah,
when
in kayfabe, they switch on as performers.
Yeah,
allowed,
indeed, yeah. But when you are capturing what's meant to be like a candid, i.e. real conversation, and they're talking about like the brands and how they're a TNA. No, I don't forget, even though I've got the belt on me, I am a TNA Women's Champion. It's just like, fucking hell. Agony. Not spiritual, it's just a certain type of agony.
This is an agonising NXT.
It was,
Well, it's about to get worse because Matt Cardona's here next.
I tell you, there was a near fall in this match that kicked my ass.
Yeah,
I cannot lie. I cannot lie. I'm gonna tell a lie. Remember that?
Yeah, it's good stuff. Simpsons. Should we review that instead one day?
One day?
We'll just pick a week when Willball's off for NXT and we'll just pick an old Simpsons and we'll review that.
Let us know in the comments if you'd like us to do that.
See if you even like notices. See
Yeah,
if checks
yeah,
back. We'll
yeah.
put like
You just know what's going on.
checking out the co-eds. Cardona has to like jump Briggs from the start just to try and get an advantage. They kind of like express like Matt Cardona's massive compared to what he used to be, but they still like illustrate the size difference because Briggs is taller. There's a funny row between Booker and Vic where like they say like, oh,
Hasn't been a funny row since 2000.
that's not bad. That's not bad. I like that joke because it still puts over Chris Kresge, and that's the point.
Yes.
Like Fed still wins it, and I like that. The like Booker says something like, "Well, that's why they call him the god of the."
You, by your own admission, have no competitive bone in your body. You humour me when I talk about my son's footballing exploits, which is really nice of you. By the way, they won the derby last night against a team not only local rivals. The kids know each other from other teams and the school and stuff, but like they're also 4 leagues ahead of them, apparently. Anyway, you don't have a competitive bone in your body. You don't care about winning.
No.
You just like to exist somewhat anonymously.
Yeah.
But you want the Fed to win desperately.
No, it's not a competition. They've won since day one. Past tense, present tense, future tense. Like it is no contest. Like that. I got congratulations to Eric Bischoff for 83 weeks. It was inevitably going to fall off.
What's it called when you just get the 3 points automatically?
Like what? Everything else is forfeited.
Yeah. Like everything else is forfeit. So
yeah,
automatic 3 points. Thank you.
Yeah, automatic 3 points forever. Then now forever 3 points. We'll get to that. Like this, you know, we've had a lot of fun at Matt Cardona's expense and how desperate he is to get a job. We're gonna have some more because he was working for 1 year. Like he was flying around like 1996 Rey Mysterio. It was like you never did that when you were full time. Like he was doing like drop kicks through the ropes and stuff.
Yeah.
He was creating the movement for Josh Briggs,
who himself can get about.
Yeah, but he was like, yeah, whatever you need me to be, boss. Like
it took like a sick bump where he did an outside into the ring senton-y gimmick.
Yeah.
And like
he did well
because put his knee up for the backbreaker.
Yeah, he did the springboard for NXT to roll on into that last commercial break. Like, and he was like getting them all fired up and stuff. He was very earnest. That was the thing I was going to say. Booker T said that this is why he's the god of the underground, and then Vic just had to correct him and tell him what his actual nickname.
Yeah.
He's never called himself that, Booker. Why would I watch wrestling, Vic? Good stuff. So yeah, he's like flying all around. He's trying to like keep moving and take Briggs down. But ultimately, we come back from the break and Josh Briggs is taking control. He's kind of mouthing off at him, saying that it's not his place anymore. He goes for a choke slam, but Matt Cardona counters with a pretty slick DDT. They're both back up. Cardona hits a massive clothesline, but like Briggs takes him down again with a facebuster. Cardona fights Josh Briggs into the corner. He goes for his big boot to the head, gets an unprettier. I think that might be the near fall you're on about because it gets a big 2 count, big response in the
No,
building.
that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, I think it's the next one then. So he goes for the reboot, but Briggs rolls out to escape. Cardona follows back with a massive big boot to the head. Briggs gets back in. Matt Cardona's on the apron. There's a backbreaker and a choke slam that gets, is it the Briggs choke slam that gets the 2.99999? Don't tell me there's a third near fall.
There's a third near fall.
Oh my God. I know what it was.
Yes.
Yeah. So Briggs has gone for his chain. Referee takes that away. Bang. Calls it the radio silence.
Yeah,
now,
radio
Matt Cardona.
silence. Oh, radio, tell me everything you know.
Do you think it was the radio from his theme and the silence from most years of working for TNA? Yeah. Right there, so he hits that. Gets that. That's the 2.9. Everybody thought he's just beating Josh Briggs. This is massive. Yeah. But Briggs has just managed to kick
the Rough Rider.
That was a Rough Rider. Like
Rough Rider.
Once upon a time.
Briggs. Rock, drop that, but different way run.
Yeah.
The Rock, dropper. There's a five-a-side team when I used to play five-a-side who call themselves Rocker, Dopper, Ding Dong.
Jesus Christ.
I just quite liked it.
Geordie Redditor would say Rock Dropper instead of Freemaster.
There was, of course, we will not repeat the names, but I mean, it's probably the same thing nowadays. There were some problematic names, basically, for the five-a-side teams. I wouldn't do some of the worst ones, but like I was like into your gran. Instead of into Milan, into your gran.
Really good.
That's good stuff.
I like that. Where was I? Oh, yeah. He's like trying to figure out how to finish him off. Matt Cardona goes for a tornado DDT. Josh Briggs pushes out.
Barusi your teeth. Everyone can enjoy that.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
Clean.
Yeah, everyone can. On 2 levels, everyone can enjoy that.
And Josh Briggs does his big running big boot for the finish. 1, 2, 3. Cardona's come in and done the job.
What I love about this?
Good job.
Right, he's come in and he's worked his goddamn ass off.
He did.
What an audition. I can't believe I'm saying it, but you know, I cannot lie. I'm fair as fair. The guy worked his absolute arse off trying to get this job. Okay. Yeah. But at the same time, and that near fall from the Rough Rider, genuinely, I was like, what? I got worked into this match. Matt Cardona's work rate, I thought I was an oxymoron until last night, was genuinely so good that it worked me into caring about the match.
The oxymoron sounds like a nickname the Fed would have given him.
Yeah. Like, he genuinely worked his absolute arse off to the point where I'm thinking, you know what, you kind of maybe deserve it. Yeah, some of the contracts they're given to some of these guys, why not?
Really loads of them.
But at the same time, a resentment fosters because, my God, and it's you're to blame for supporting this company. They're all such marks for it. Like, contrast this with Cardona doing Ring of Honor with Chris Jericho. Did you ever see that match?
Never watched it.
Oh, my God. I mean, he was in there with Jericho. What's he going to do? But it's when they all get like better physiques to go to the Fed.
Yeah.
It's when they all start doing jobs when they go to the Fed, having been elsewhere. You know what I'm talking about. And it's like when they start, right, okay, well, time to go. So is it? Or was it not time your entire career? You just love it, man.
There's still only one proper place to work. They're all like, it's still that, like, they can say all they want about, like, the stadium's everywhere. Yeah, there's only one WrestleMania stadium. Like, pretend there isn't if you want.
I honestly think there's about 10. There are probably about 10 who are like, nah, wouldn't even entertain it.
Yeah.
But
and that list
it's shrinking.
That list is smaller than people think as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. Kind of know that for a half fact.
Yeah. We, what could have been? What still might be one day? Hank and Tank with Chase U. Lyra Valkyrie's there for Tatum Paxley's sake. Obviously, they're talking about all the various different things. Hank and Tank want another shot at the tag team titles down the line. Lyra's there looking for, Tatum Paxley. She's there, but like Izzy Dame's like, you're still not allowed to be friends with Lyra Valkyria. Chase U want in on the tag title thing as well. So they like all of a sudden there's just all these wrestlers in this one long shot where nobody sits around. You know, it's like the shot where nobody sits around a table like that.
Yeah.
But there's like 8 wrestlers stood in a perfect line. So you can see every single one of their faces.
Yeah.
There are all of these like multiple overlapping
I do
conversations.
like Tank's crack.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That stupid hyper jock thing. Yeah,
that's their thing. The rest of the Killing come in. Spearsy's there, a lot of them. Lyra says she'll be supporting Tatum through the Battle Royal. And Izzy's like, yes, and I'll be with you every step of the way. And obviously, because it's NXT, Tatum's like, thanks, and doesn't remotely read body language and the impending danger. And then, was it here or was it later on? Anyway, there's going to be like a Hank and Tank chase you triple threat match to see the number one contender is going to be. More on that a little bit later on, because we go to Fatal Influence with the NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane, who was talking about Fatal Influence and how there has been changes, but ultimately we want to guide, it's like dripping with insincerity, we want to guide and mold like the best in wrestling today. You know, me and Fallon, we want the locker room to look up to us. We're good guys like that. And in doing so, that's why we had to get rid of Jasmine Nixon, bring in Lainey Reed. She sucked, but Lainey Reed's better. So we've got her. We're doing our best for the locker room, that kind of thing. Lainey is obviously pleased to be there. She's had like the Fatal Influence makeover. Immediately looked like she's been part of the group forever. And JC says, like, welcome to Fatal Influence. You've earned your spot. And whoever wins the Battle Royal is going to find out they don't have a chance against me anyway. So yeah, new Fatal Influence established. You know, someone's going to fight JC Jane. Yeah. Right. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Lexis King Sage. Lexis King worked a body part. He worked the knee for a bit.
One-on-one.
For like a bit.
One-on-one.
Like the knee and the ankle and the foot, and it was like trying to take down the wheels of this.
You work his legs.
But like, so I don't mind admitting, I'm not Wilborn when he hosts. Obviously, we know that he'll try to watch 10 to 12 matches of a wrestler he's never seen before. I can't pretend to.
Oh, he's a subject matter expert.
Yeah, I can't pretend to put in the work like he does. I haven't seen El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. wrestle before.
I don't care to do it again.
No, because I feel like we were encouraged to think that this guy is a big deal. He's going to brush aside Lexis King.
Given the amount of weeks that Ethan Beige has been talking about, you'd think, oh, this guy's got the stuff.
This stunk.
Yeah,
like,
not very good at all.
A very basic limb work match, which I don't think, by the way, Lexis King was mostly at fault for. Like, it was a very follow instructions match for Lexis King, the Performance Center wrestler. And then here's this like special guest, one of my guys from Triple H, Sean, you better not bury him. I don't care about anything. I got Dirty Dom on top. We're making bank. Like that's the idea. Is like, you know, somebody's come in from AAA, big deal, got a belt of their own, and Ethan Beige has been watching for weeks, and that's the match you're supposed to be getting excited. So
it was such a charmless. Yeah, I'll let you do the.
Well,
recap.
This was it. They kind of like do a lot of legwork for a bit. Every now and then, Dr. Wagner Jr. like appears to be like shaking it off and getting back into like sort of the aerial of it all, but then Lexis King is keep cutting off, and it feels like, I don't know, maybe this is just me, feels like it's supposed to be building for the sort of like, he's going to do something really cool. And he just never does anything cool.
Nothing
to the point
cool.
where
no cool.
We get to the finish. It has just been an exchange of moves and holds until the point where Lexis King decides to go for a swanton.
Oh, God.
But then he really thinks about it for a couple of hours. He really, like Jeff Hardy's backstage, he's like, oh, God, if I do the swanton bomb wrong, Jeff's going to think I'm an idiot. I like to do this too. So he has about 10 minutes to himself. He sits in the post. He's like, I'll do the swanton in a minute. Just 1 minute. Ready, steady. But like while he's been thinking about that, you see, this is maybe where I should have given El Hijo to Dr. Wagner Jr. a bit more credit.
Well, someone messed up here.
He rolls out the way. And then
who pronoun boy?
El Hijo to Dr. Wagner Jr. rolls out the way. And then, like, 3 minutes later, Lexis King thinks, you know what, I'm going to go for the swanton. You're not going to believe it, since the pool was empty. He misses. The pool was empty. The pool was closed. The lifeguards have gone home. The pool's been locked up for the day. Lexis King jumps.
Yeah.
He's the only bloody missed it. And there's a Shining Wizard and a Michinoku driver, and El Hijo to Dr. Wagner Jr. picks up the big win.
Oh, this is awful. This is like I felt sorry for. This guy did not get over whatsoever. The talked him up. Ethan Page has been talking about him for a long old time. So you were expecting a pretty big deal. And, you know, like, I don't know, man. It was like a charmless attempt to charm people. Well, you know, when you have that sort of like funny wrestling with a bit of a trivial tone, and like the fun guy. So he does like kip up on his feet, back on his back, kip up, back on his back, kip up. And it's like, I'm seeing double here. four kip ups. Like, you know, that little sort of like opening match, second match comedy spot where it's like, hey, my friend's guy, he's skipping up all the time. Hey, no, boys, more of them, Jesus. And like nobody cared. It was awful. And the match was as mediocre and as perfunctory as you will ever see a wrestling TV match in 2025. And that spot near the finish, like Lexis King. And think about how bad this must have been for me to be specific about it. Lexis King, in particular, looked like an asshole. Look at his facial hair. Like, look at him.
Yeah.
And then he looked, you have to specify, because this was so bad and he looked so dumb that he looked like an asshole. Like, we're exaggerating for comic effect, obviously, but not by much. This Wagner Jr. doctor kid, El Hijo, rolls out, and then Lexis King has to just do it because it's in the script.
Yeah.
And like, right, here goes here goes flying nothing. And then he just Solomon Crows it off the top rope onto nothing.
Sorry, son of Flying Brian, flying nothing.
Flying nothing, Brian Pillman. Flying nothing, Pillman. This is awful.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God. You could hear a rat piss and catting when this guy gets the mic.
Yeah. He calls out Ethan Page in Spanish, and he does come out, Ethan Page. Wagner. He's holding his belt and that. Whatever. He talks about like it's really difficult being the greatest North American champion of all time.
He just calls himself simply the greatest North American of all time.
Yeah. Right, so everyone's always like trying to hunt him down. I've got my Canadian Championship. I've got like TNA, AAA. I got Raw and SmackDown guys hunting me. Where? But I can deal with it, and I can deal with you. I know you want to challenge me for the title. I don't know if that's fair. No one even knows what you look like. And then Dr. Wagner Jr. gets to retort in Spanish, talks about the Day of the Dead, and like Ethan Page blows him off and says, "Well, don't know what you're on about, but I'm still going to beat you. And I'm ready to have the match with you." And El Hijo, the Dr. Wagner Jr. says, "Yeah, 1-0. I've spoken with Ava, the general manager of NXT. She hasn't got a surname, but she's got a Day of the Dead stipulation. She's giving it to me, and they're going to have a Day of the Dead match at Halloween Havoc."
I will say, the guy kind of died on his ass doing the two things you've got to do as a wrestler: talk and wrestle. not a good night for El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yes.
Okay. Not a good night. Two things broadly you have to do. He didn't do either of them. What's the Day of the Dead match, though?
Don't know.
And I want to know.
Yeah.
So NXT 1, Sidgwick 0.
Yeah. Halloween Havoc as well. They do tend to
sorry,
theme...
NXT 1, Sidgwick 1 million, but you know.
Like, they theme these shows quite well, typically, don't they? We haven't had wheel stuff yet. Like, Halloween Havoc's normally one of NXT's better nights.
Oh, I don't hate it.
So, you know.
I enjoy it on its own terms.
Yeah.
Even Regal popped me on a Halloween Havoc once.
What was that?
He's doing like that sort of like statesman like Hammer horror thing when he was like guiding Cameron Grimes into that spooky vibe.
Oh, with the zombie ref and the...
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, no, you must go in there. You must go in there, Mr. Grimes. Go on."
That's right.
And that was, who drove it was a bad street.
It's like a good version of that terrible Money in the Bank match in a way, because it was obviously it was a pandemic one, wasn't it? It was just ever wrestlers they had to hand.
Aye.
Like, right, rather than tighten...
It was Cameron Grimes first. It would have been Loomis.
Dexter Loomis, yeah. Go in the spooky house and it ends with Loomis trying to kill you. And we'll just see...
And he's the babyface.
And we'll see who you bump into over 6 segments. That was basically... that was the match.
Yeah.
We don't want you to work with Dexter. Ooh. And of course, Johnny Gargano hates wheels. Our all-time favorite.
That was good stuff. Yeah. He's got one popper a year.
He does.
Like the SummerSlam popper we were talking about in the office before. Like the thumbs up to Candice LeRae. We good?
We are.
Don't care. We've got a match to win.
You dead? You're dead. Sol and Zaria, backstage.
God, that stuff in the main event, bro.
Zaria doesn't understand why Sol Ruca's got a ring gear on. And Sol Ruca's like, "I'm in the Battle Royal, of course." And so I was how many titles you need? But, you know.
She is being greedy guts.
Yeah. But it's like, "Oh, I understand Blake Monroe's coming for your North American title, but I'll fight you. It's fine, whatever." It's just, it remains tense between them for now. Right. We come back from the commercials, and Ava, she hasn't got a surname, she's general manager of NXT, is with Santino, of course, the two bosses, the two gaffers. I haven't wrote word for word, so I'm afraid, unfortunately, today, your wonderful Ava performance will not be necessary, but I do look forward to the analysis on this piece of trash segment. Very good. Sad Ava.
Sad Ava. You can't tell Ava.
I was going to say, you got more range as a pretend Ava than the real. So they're talking to Leon Slater and Javon Evans. Again, putting over Bound for Glory, how great it was. And Leon's talking about Halloween Havoc. They're happy to be a tag team and stuff. We're buzzing to tag with the Hardys. And Ariana Grace and Stax walk into shot together. They're just an on-screen couple now. Stax hasn't been on TV. He's not been on the bloody podcast today, but he has been on TV for a while. He's there. And he's been a bit sort of like arsey with Leon Slater for just coming into NXT, trying to take our jobs. And then we see Ariana Grace whisper something in Santino's ear, and he rolls his eyes, and he's like, can my future son-in-law have a match, please, Ava? I really want him to get an opportunity. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And Javon's like, oh, I'll keep an eye on that. And we're going to get Stax versus Leon Slater, possibly for the X Division title.
Which is magically transformed into the most prestigious title in all of wrestling, should he win it. And in the days before he might.
That's a very good point, because the current most prestigious, if I'm keeping track, is the Heritage Cup, and that was nowhere to be found here.
Yeah.
It's actually gone.
But yeah, they might have quietly Mercy killed it.
Yeah, it was absolutely massive.
Oh, yeah.
Pointless. Nobody hated the matches.
Yeah. No,
it was a triple threat.
More accurately, no one cared about the matches.
Yeah. So we'll have Stax and Leon Slater presumably for the X Division charts. That might be a TNA match rather than an NXT one. Who knows?
Even better, we won't have to watch it.
Yeah.
We came to the conclusion, though, we at some point are going to have to review a TV episode of Impact. Is it still called Impact?
Yeah.
Because we're thinking the TV deal. I mean, our business insiders are telling us that this TV deal is happening.
Aren't we then part of the problem? If we just
it's not like the friggin' Saudi shows where, like, at the start before it becomes normalized.
Yeah.
And I can't cover this. We're better people.
Yeah.
Come on. We have to. We should cover it. They'll be interested in it. So let's get those lessons.
That's fair, actually.
Week one.
Yeah. They'll botch it. It's fine. Week 2 will be half the number. Like they will absolutely.
I mean, that happens to all even good things.
That's true.
No, to be fair, I think Sid is right. Yeah, you three should definitely cover that. That's you three.
Us three
should definitely do that. Definitely.
Yeah. Maybe
if they get this big bonanza TV deal, and like almost certainly.
It's John Cena.
Yeah. Oh my God. We resurrected the ghosts of all your favorite wrestlers from the 1980s just to throttle AEW and stuff. Yeah, like John Cena and like, oh my God, Batista's back in TNA.
Cody's wearing his like Tom Cruise Top Gun jacket, just like the good old days. The worst period of Cody's indie run.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's Drew Galloway, you say?
Yeah, well, it stars him. Oh my God. He was here in 2004. Some say his heart never left. It's CM Punk's here.
All I'm saying is I had some of my best day in TNA. Yeah, you're probably right. One can only hope that they completely fumble it like the Kenny episode that time that we had to cover. Remember the complete mess they made of that one?
They didn't make a mess. They just did a regular ass TNA episode.
Yeah, they were like, is this worth sticking with? No,
it's not. We'll get to the Kenny bits.
It's Blake Monroe, our favourite, versus Zaria.
God, the amount of bumps Kenny wasted. God love him.
I know. Working moose and that. Waste of time.
Now they're making up for lost time, of course.
Tagging with the Good Brothers.
I like this. I like them on Dynamite.
Oh, yeah, fine on Dynamite. Everything was fine on Dynamite.
Yeah. I liked the Good Brothers. People hated them. Like, people couldn't stand that they rocked up. It's like, it's fine. They're only in there for like about 30 seconds at a pop, and Kenny's funny with them.
Gallows beating Kazarian was abysmal booking.
Oh, it was horrendous, that. Gallows licking his biceps like a creep, on the other hand.
Funny.
Yes.
Remember
the story of, it must have been Dark Order, because I remember it would have been some variation of Kenny, the Good Brothers, or maybe one of and the Dark Order, and like something like a multi-man tag. Because I remember, like, Gallows was in there with John Silver and went down on his knees and was giving like the jukes up.
Jerry Lawler versus Dink.
Yeah. And I remember the report coming, and I was like, "Oh, it was a really good 40-minute match." It actually went 22 minutes, but the Good Brothers were doing so many jack off and jerk off motions that TNT at the time, Warner, were like, "Cut that out." So basically, spent the entire match just going, "Suck my dick, suck my dick, suck it, suck it, suck it, suck my dick." Because they were vulgar, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
Hung Bucks, biggest cocks in wrestling. That's how they used to greet them when they would appear on Being the Elite.
They're having the time of their life, man.
I know.
I couldn't believe they got the money.
Yeah.
Funny. Do you know what, Sidge? I think up until something in a minute we'll get to, I think this is the best Blake Monroe match in NXT thus far.
I can't remember a thing about it.
Low bar.
So you do the job.
Zaria chucks her around, power stuff, and Blake Monroe Steve does the work that you're supposed to do in a situation like this, which is mostly escape. Don't wrestle. Escape, run, hide, cheat a bit, go again. That's the proper stuff. And I was just kind of admiring that. It wasn't a particularly like vain.
Back and forth, near fall after near fall.
Yeah, like not a lot of vanity to this.
Zaria.
Blake was having to dodge Zaria, but like Zaria was getting a lot of 2 counts. She was like, if I could just pin her down, we're done. But then Blake would keep finding a way to
smoke
escape.
through a keyhole, this chick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this anything?
She's very sneaky, Buck. So yeah, anyway, ultimately, the more Blake tries to escape, the more angry Zaria gets, and then we're going to go one of 2 ways then. She's either going to finally dominate her and destroy her, or she's going to make a mistake or take her eye off the ball. And that's what happens, and this is when NXT just simply cannot help itself. Zaria lines up a massive spear, but unfortunately, like, she still can't get the win over. Blake manages to like hold on to the ropes. They like do a double headbutt spot against each other because Blake's just kind of desperate at this point. Blake Monroe is on the floor. Zaria is still in the ring, so Blake goes to go underneath the ring to grab a steel chair. And when she obviously gets it and has it, like he's going to use it, whatever. Sol Ruca is down there and she grabs the chair away. So they're still friends. They're still good. They're still good. However, she spends too long doing nothing in particular. So the referee has to go out there and deal with Sol Ruca holding a steel chair on the floor. And in that time, Blake Monroe takes a hair clip out and puts it through her fingers, like spikes first, like creates like a Wolverine claw with a hair clip, and then stabs Zaria in the jugular for the 1, 2, 3.
Shawn Michaels, he's at large as well. Him and Matt Hardy need to be jailed. Just jailed. Get the manhunt started. Come on. So it's terrifying, this, that they're still at large.
I'll just jump forward a little bit.
The match didn't do anything for me.
It didn't do anything for you. I think the quality bar with Blake
I just
Monroe
look
is
at
quite
Zaria
low,
and just can't take it seriously as anything.
It's a weird character,
It's
isn't
just a crap, weird character.
it? So she's been like pierced in the neck hole multiple times.
But there's no blood.
Well, yeah, there's no blood, but enough to stop her breathing. And
But she gets the steamboat voice though.
Yeah, pin her with a 1, 2, 3, and then
the backstage sag.
She's backstage with Sol Ruca. That's why I want to mention this now, because she's neck, and it's like, you need to go to hospital. She's like, I'm fine. And they've put some like red makeup on to illustrate the fact. And so I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like I should have been out there from the beginning to stop that chair stuff happening. And Zaria's like, oh yeah, like I'll always be out there for you. And Sol's like, you know what? You're right. I know, like, you've been stabbed in the neck, but take my spot in the Battle Royal. Thanks very much, Sol. It's not really an opportunity when you think about it, but okay, thanks a lot. So yeah, it's obviously to build their friend. Like, what the hell's wrong with like a leg injury? Like, she's hobbling around. Yeah, Brett entered a Royal Rumble with that limp.
Couldn't be reminded that Blake Monroe's glamorous.
Like, you wouldn't need that. You could just have her be like...
She has to have props, dude.
Yeah.
It's the Fed.
Yeah, good point. Props are pretty good. Ava, she hasn't got the surname. She's the general manager of NXT. Should we call her Ava? She hasn't got a tournament yet, but we'll have one on NXT.
Oh my God.
She's like Tony Khan and Triple H combined. She's bringing the men's speed title back.
Talk about overselling this.
On how successful the women's speed tournament has been, like, and how the belt is back. She's like, you know what? I'm feeling myself, and I'm going to rebuild the men's speed division, and I'm going to do it with Shawn Legacy, Zach Wentz, and Jasper Troy. What? And then who's got El Grande Americano's got it?
Yeah,
right.
Apparently so. And there's an Axiom in it.
Aye. Yeah, sorry.
What?
Yeah.
How do you messed up Axiom and Fraxium.
Yeah.
Are they doing anything on SmackDown? It's not. I suppose I'll find out tonight. It's Wednesday night. You know
That's
what
it,
that
you get to
means.
see for yourself.
Wednesday night. You know what that means.
Just tagging around.
Tagging around. Not doing much really. Other.
Nah, not at all. They're in that.
Now Axiom's on speed. Jesus.
Sean's like, I remember that in the 90s. Undertaker can have El Gran Americano defending his speed title.
Because he had faster matches than Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, of course. Particularly against Jeff Jarrett at In Your House.
That's what I was referring to.
Indeed. If you want to hear more about this In Your House, where would they get really great analytical reviews of that?
They get it from Benno and Hamflett In Your House, available wherever you get podcasts. We're recapping all those shows that you didn't remember / didn't watch. We're there for you. Shawn Michaels and Jeff Jarrett's one of the best Fed matches ever.
It is. It absolutely is.
Bulldog and Brett.
Very fast he works.
Bulldog and Brett have a better match at In Your House 5 than they do at Wembley. So
They do.
They do.
And some of the best matches in Fed history happen in Your House.
Agree.
I reckon at least 4 of my top 10 ever, maybe.
Yeah.
Original Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn Mankind Mind Games.
Yep.
Jarrett, Shawn. I have to really think about the others, but
You got Brett and Bulldog. You got Canadian Stampede 10-man. You got the first ever Final Four. Vader's.
yeah.
I think it's his best night in Fed,
there is loads of them.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, as an office exercise, I'll write down the 10 best matches the World Wrestling Federation has ever promoted, and you do the same. We'll see how much. I imagine there'll be a decent amount of crossover.
Quite a lot of overlap, I think. Yeah. I don't think either of us.
I reckon there'll be 50% overlap.
Yeah.
No more, no less.
Will either of us include
Do you want
Hank
to
and
do
Tank
after
versus Churchy versus the Culling?
What?
Will either of us include this triple threat?
I tell you, there's a forearm shot in here that kicked my ass. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Who was it?
It was, let me double check. Was it one where it wasn't when Nico
I think it was Nico.
Was it Nico when he got Hank with one?
Oh my God, it looks like...
It was a wallop and a half, wasn't it?
It sounded like a shotgun went off. That even the crowd were like, Jesus Christ.
Right. So there was, I'm going to get the finish here because they'd only been going like 3 minutes and it was kind of all action because they were trying to do that thing where they're lying to you about it being a proper match so that you can be angry at there being a non-finish. Wrestling still believes that we as fans won't be cross at the booking, we'll be cross at the wrestlers. It's all to set
I mean,
up.
they have to because they are pursuing a dead concept in heat.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're having this 3-way and the idea is that if a team wins, then maybe they'll be next in line for a tag title shot. But it's been all action and everything. But OTM make their return and just beat everybody. And you get no finish. And the idea is there's probably going to be a 4-way and that's going to be the real quiz, isn't it? This was really weird to me because OTM are fine, but I haven't really missed them. I'd be lying if I said I had. But honestly, you would think...
I'd be lying if I said they were fine. I mean, they're inoffensive to me.
Well, yeah.
No, they do not make an impression on me whatsoever.
But you would think, Tate and Kane would just walk that aisle. Like the way that this NXT crowd came up for OTM.
I mean, it is this NXT crowd, though.
They're all just like mates with the wrestlers or something. They've been like...
It's friends and family, isn't it?
They got a big reaction anyway, so we're going to get a 4-way, presumably. The match was thrown out because the bloody...
That Nico Vance forearm, man, one of the spots of the year.
Hank and Tank, I'm kind of with you as well. They sort of work for me, Hank and Tank. They've found who they are. Like, we're still talking about Hank.
I'd love to see them live.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I've got no interest in their continued storylines, and I've seen it before, and I don't think they've got the highest ceilings. But like all that energy and dumb jock crap live would be a bit of a.
It was one of the best
blast.
spots I saw over WrestleMania weekend was when Hank did that full-on dive and made it to the table.
Aye.
Like, you don't see people do that, do you? And like that sort of like, I don't know, it felt like it was cheating science somehow that he just kept going through
Big
the air.
fella as well.
Yeah. Like that's a Darby Allin trajectory to go that far in a straight line. So yeah, they've got those little moments. Sorry, do you know what? I forgot to mention in the previous build-up where Ava was there was a noise. It was metal clanging and banging as usual. And the camera follows the situation around to find that Trick Williams has decked Ricky Saints from behind.
Oh my God, Ava's performance here was dreadful, bro. Medical!
No, get help for him.
Medical!
Excuse me, if you're going to do it, Michael, come on.
Medical! That's too much emoting. Medical! Medical! You know why she's got the job.
She hates her talent, doesn't she? In that
she hates having... What?
She hates her talent.
Like, she didn't have any?
I mean, the people that work for her. I knew when I was saying that. I was like, I know where this goes. the tournament setup vignette, she's got like an extra nameplate on her desk and it just says stop talking. It's like this idea that people are so desperate to speak with Ava. It's like, yak. Ava the lobster.
The Rock's lobster.
Max Lobster.
Ricky Saints is fuming with the Rock's lobster, wants to know where Trick Williams is. Ava says he's left. And Ricky's like, oh yeah, of course he is. That's pretty convenient. Trick wants to attack me from behind, but I'll get right in that guy's face as soon as I can. And Ava says, well, you can do it next week. We're going to have a contract signing, but you need to keep your cool throughout this next week. And Saints is like, it's so weird, these two, honestly. You think it was like freaking Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan. He's like, sort of, for you, Ava. Oh, I guess
they've been weirdly linked in storylines as like this.
He's been in the company like 6 months.
But they've often been on screen together, haven't they?
Yeah.
Saints and Steaks and Rain.
Steaks and lobster.
Steaks and lobster. Surf and turf.
Surf and turf.
That's what we can call them.
Do you think that's what it is? You know, when people used to make all the Rock comparisons to Ricky Saints, do you think like
it's like an Easter egg?
When the Dwayne came in that week, he was like, "Oh, a lot of people saying you're being like my son, so pretend to be."
Yeah.
okay, boss.
Whatever you say.
Surf and
turf.
Trent Williams is out there with surf and turf for the contract signing. Oh God! Right. There's loads of rubbish going on because there's Halloween Havoc and then there's some TNA stuff and the speed tournament's back and all that. And lots to look forward to. But before that, we've got the main event, which is the NXT Women's Title #1 Contender Battle Royal.
This is absolutely horrible.
The rich history of NXT Women's...
Spiritual agony. There's no rich history.
As you know, is that the Battle Royals are often to set up several new storylines.
That time you thought that freaking Indy Hartwell helping out Candice LeRae was like bloody WrestleMania 5.
LCST. Lots of examples like that. Shotty Blackheart eliminating Shayna Baszler. So, you know, two examples. Rich history. There's a lot of this. The idea is...
Tell me I'm right and think this was excruciating.
It was garbage. It was, like amateur dramatics. You're all going to get your...
moment.
Well, right. Are you, like me,
no,
getting a little bit sick of the people that are sick of moments? Like, I'm sick of watching WWE because all I do is moments. Hey, welcome to 2025. Where you been for the last 25 years, loser? Like, I don't like that idea that, like, you tune into the thing that does the thing and then you say, why are you doing the thing?
I get it.
Right, I understand
but
that. But
there's been an infestation now. Like, it's so moment-driven, the booking. Sorry if you don't like me, Hamflett, for this.
That's okay. I respect your opinion. It's just many others I do not.
It's just, we do, not many, if any, one bit of Rhea Ripley, epic bacon face. I wish I'd kept a spreadsheet. I'm going to keep several spreadsheets in 2026. I need to start tracking stuff better to test my theorems. Right?
Just as long as you don't keep your matches in there, I don't care what you do.
The amount of times you see a pair of wrestlers go on like they're Rock and Hogan about to have their match in Toronto. Where like some epic stuff between us is about to go down. Like there's been a moment infestation.
Yeah. Oh, in terms of those in this match, there's like 6 of them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
It's a TNA NXT crossover battle royal. There's a few heads from last week. There's various lore from the wrestlers that have once been in WWE and whatnot. So you get absolute loads of it, and it is an infestation in this match in particular, and they're all horribly performed.
Oh my God.
So everybody's split.
I might start interjecting.
That's fine. Sol Ruca's there, as she said she was going to be. That matters later on.
Does it ever?
There's a few sort of elimination escapes early on. And then you see I think it's just to highlight who's in the match, to be honest, because you're not going to know half of the TNA people or whatever. Alicia Fox, now Victoria Crawford, she's kicking around early on. She was never good. There's a spot where did
you say her name is what? Vic?
Is it Vix Crow now? She's Victoria Crawford. It's Alicia Fox.
I think they just call her Victoria
So
Crawford.
it's just a pick a name, pick a animal. Is that the vibe? Is it?
Yeah.
It's like
Fox
Alicia
to Crow.
Fox.
Yeah.
Victoria Crow.
Oh man.
Look forward to seeing you later, Alice Dog.
If only we had Solomon Crow. I'd welcome him back. Of all the people from TNA, if you wanted to,
the boots, man.
one more match, just one more round. One more, please.
I tweet. I wanted Cena to do that at the AJ match. Imagine he just did it.
Solomon Crow. Brilliant. Yeah. So, what was the first bit of theatre, amateur dramatics theatre? It probably was when it was Zaria was trying to eliminate Mara Sade, who of course made that big impact in the Survivor Series match last week, and then Lash Legend had this kind of metaphor moment between the two, and she was like, "Oh, should I eliminate you? Should I not? What should I do?" And she decides after laboring over it.
It's a combat athlete. She decides
to pull her back and hug her. Doesn't quite pull her back in the ring though, because then Zari just drop kicks Lash Legend and she eliminates her anyway.
And then Lash Legend's like,
yeah. There's a bit with
wrestling doing people with complex emotions is a pathetic disease, and it needs to be eradicated.
Well, there's another one coming because the inspiration
sounds like a job for Rhea Ripley.
Inspiration. They tried to get around and bully women and laugh in the face and eliminate them whenever God forbid they wrestle. And
God forbid them.
They're still haunted by their potential, I guess.
No, God forbid them, please.
God forbid.
They should be forbidden by God from wrestling.
Forbidden God. NXT TNA, Forbidden God.
Forbidden God.
I'm sorry, you've been banned by wrestling. Ren Sinclair is trying to escape around the side of the post. She falls off. It was one of the things where, without Charlie Dempsey, is she kind of struggling, or was it just a botch? You can't tell.
Yeah.
And the inspiration,
No. It was intentional.
Yeah.
The inspiration aren't that good, and they immediately, they're not very good at all, but they immediately were like,
Jada Parker is thrown out. This was pretty cool. Jada Parker is eliminated. And a proper out of pocket assault.
She completely asses her.
Zaya Brookside is just sort of recovering from her own elimination. She just gets full ass. Class. Like a Braun Breaker ass in. To Zaya Brookside.
She got asked into oblivion here.
When Jada Parker has her real deal moments, I love her. But they're just too fleeting.
Yeah.
But when she's a star and doesn't give a damn, it's pretty cool. Isn't it?
It is pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Have you missed the bit between, was it Crawford and...
I might have done. Hang on.
Ariana Grace.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. When they're on the apron together.
So I'll take it from
Please
here.
do.
I'll take it from here, nurse. Victoria Crawford, the former Alicia Fox,
Yes.
is on the apron with Ariana Grace.
Mm-hmm.
They tease some kind of alliance.
Yeah.
And they negotiate without actually speaking, really, this alliance. And I know they're not Bockwinkel. I know they're not, Bockwinkel and, Ole Anderson. I know they're not serious characters, but they are also meant to have brains. Not very big, pea-sized ones, self-absorbed, all the rest of it, wacky characters, but they were on this apron for what felt like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would, it's this was the shoot version. This wasn't really played for laughs because there was no slapstick or obvious slapstick element. This is the shoot version of the gag in Austin Powers where the dude is standing there going, no, to what is it? That the steamroller that's going to...
A mile an hour, basically.
Yeah. And they were on the edge of this apron. Again, this is not a comedy spot. Going, should we tease an alliance? And then the stupid, over-animated arsehole faces are just going, loop that for 10 minutes in post, and then they get eliminated, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, that was your fault, says Ariana Gray.
Yeah.
God, I hate you all. Who watches this and what's on your hard drive?
I mean, that's it. It's
Adam Wilborn.
He's not going to tune in to watch TNA for the singles payoff, is he?
He's tuning into this too enthusiastically.
Just to interject before you go any further, this feels like a good time to bring up a tweet I saw while you were doing this that says, from at Breezy Mac 3, directed to WhatCulture, that says, and literally came in when you started the podcast, I feel like Adam Wilborn standing for NXT feels just like The Rock selling for Austin Stunner every single time. Just wobbling around, going mad.
It's a completely fake overreaction.
That's it. Like, loves it so much, he kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
Wilborn would love the comparison.
He would.
Yeah, he's getting any comparison to Dwayne. He'll take that.
I'll take that.
The Rock's other lobster, of course.
Yeah. A third lobster. Surf and turf. That's unbelievable business, that. Surf and turf. What else we got? Thea has a moment where she goes wild on everyone for a bit and she gets eliminated out of the way. Zaria.
No.
Oh, here we go. Bit of theatre. Is like trying to eliminate, I think it was a Cassie Lee, maybe she's got the Brody Lee style thing where she's sat on the turnbuckle and she's trying to lift. I think it was Cassie,
the Brody King thing.
Brody King, sorry, yeah. Lift her up and out over the top, but just with her sheer strength or whatever. I mean, this was excruciating and embarrassing. So you get, who was it on the floor? Like Sol Ruca is standing there cheerleading, whatever, and Blake Monroe attacks Sol Ruca. They're having an ongoing thing. She wants a North American title. Takes her out from behind, quite a violent assault on the floor, and Zaria's holding on to the choke, and then she sort of sees it, and she, oh my God. And she kind of like Blake Monroe just leaves. Like, so
yes! You don't have to do it no more.
Kind of like,
I have to save her.
Yeah.
She is no longer in need of help.
There's medics there. There's officials there. They'll tend to her. But she's like,
yeah, they're actually significantly more qualified than you.
This is one thing. She sort of drops the opponent and she's like, oh God. So, like, you don't need to do anything, Zaria. You're fine. Like, somebody will tend to Sol Ruca.
Someone, and we should stress yet again, more qualified.
Yes. You've got a stabbed neck and you're still in this battle royal.
And you're a professional wrestler and you don't have any medical qualifications.
You do have wrestling qualifications, so you know that in a battle royal, the only way you can be eliminated is by going over the top rope and to the floor. So at a bare minimum, if you're going to go out and just check on your mate before, just get him back in the ring.
You probably so many levels of stupid here.
Probably just roll under the bottom rope or walk through the middle rope and be like, is she all right? And then they'll go, yeah, we're taking care of her, as is our profession. And then she can get back in the ring and continue wrestling, correct?
I'm trying to list. Let's list quickly, because this is kind of like, it's near the end and then the match finishes, right? Let's list everything wrong with this one sequence of events, right? Stupid thing number one, Blake Monroe had already ran away.
Yeah.
So you don't even convey the idea that, oh my God, Zaria is a scary, intimidating proposition and Blake Monroe is scared of her. So you don't even sell the Zaria character through that ridiculous choice. Thing wrong number two is that it therefore makes no sense whatsoever for Zaria to check on a friend because she's no longer in need of saving.
No. The peril has happened.
The peril has happened.
Peril.
Yeah, she was in peril.
Yeah.
Okay. Thing wrong number three, as we pointed out, but again, it's worth listing. Thing wrong number three is that Zaria is not a doctor. It's not Dr. Zaria. It's not Nurse Zaria. Not yet. Anything's possible. Like, she is not a doctor, and she was useless in that situation. I understand it was, she might have thought in a moment of madness, probably the right thing to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was the wrong thing to do, because if anything, if you tried to get in their way, you could have just like delayed the treatment, and it could have been a serious injury or whatever. Thing wrong number four is she's an idiot who, as you correctly point out, could have just gone under the bottom rope, right? Under the bottom rope. Mm-hmm. Thing wrong number five with this entire disaster of an idea and execution, right, is that you could have got a TV match out of it, or someone. What if one of the less pushed women than Zaria dumps her over, drop kicks her out, low bridges her out, whatever.
Yeah.
You've got someone who can get, like, oh, I eliminated the big bad Zaria from the Battle Royal. You've bought yourself a TV match at a minimum. Utter utter rubbish.
Yeah, absolute toilet. This was useless. We'll get down to the nitty gritty. There's 5 left. Kendall Gray, Izzy Dame, Jordan Grace, Tatum Paxley, and Kalani Jordan. Here was the only good bit of the match. Go and check it out. Genuinely, earnest recommendation here. Jordan Grace and Kalani Jordan, as per their conversation earlier on, are kind of having their own little...
You took what you waited here.
Nah, it's good though. If you can find it, they're probably...
God, sorry. Sorry for
you.
you. I didn't really get a great deal of sleep last night. Nah, it's just... I kept waking up intermittently throughout the night just wondering if Kenny Omega and Jack Perry can coexist.
It's a fair one. Yeah, this spot. The Battle Royal, this NXT Women's Number One Contendership Battle Royal, it's much like Eddie Guerrero's career. You can probably get a gif of the best bit. You have Jordan Grace, and I'm just doing a bit. You can get a gif of several of the best bits. Like, they're fighting over an elimination, and Kalani Jordan...
You know, that Worlds Collide match is probably my top 25.
Yeah. It's
the when Worlds Collide.
It's brilliant. Yeah, see, you've been fed it there, haven't you?
I know.
We're taking that when away. When Sinclair? Anything? Jordan Grace and Kalani Jordan are fighting, and obviously Kalani Jordan's got the gymnastic background, so she gets tipped to the floor, but she walks on her hands, and like she doesn't like.
It's really impressive.
It's so impressive, and she doesn't make a show of it. It is just like walking in a loop to be able to. She basically walks on her hands to position herself backwards so she can tuck her feet under the bottom rope and then like do a sit-up to get back in the ring. It's all completely amazing. Like a real feat of strength and athleticism. And then Jordan Grace just boots her in the chest and kicks it at the floor. I love that. I love that spot.
It was funny, right, because the timing was just when it was looking its most spectacular spot. And Vic Joseph, who for some reason has become a Golden Voice sportscaster, but I'm going with it, goes, "Shades of Kofi Kingston." And then the second he says that, boom, get out.
That was a nice spot. Jordan Grace versus Kalani Jordan. I'm into that.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was, and then I realised it's the TNA title, so it's not like I'm going to watch the payoff.
Jordan Grace, I can't get away from this. She's debuted in the Rumble, isn't she?
Yeah, two Rumbles ago.
Rumble to back to TNA to NXT. I'm doing this again. Mm-hmm. What?
Yep. What else we got? Izzy Dame eliminates Kendall Gray, so you're down to 3. Jordan Grace and Tatum Paxley brawling over by the side of the ring. Tatum sort of managed to hold on throughout the match, like just sort of finally finding herself in a confidence after Lyra Carey said, "Go on, you can do it." And Izzy said, like, "I will be with you till the end, Tatum," which turned out to be true because she does a running clothesline on Jordan Grace, but all the bundle pile over, and because Tatum Paxley was holding on to the top rope, it's Jordan Grace and Izzy Dame who fall to the floor, and Tatum bloody Paxley has only gone and won the number 1 contendership battle royal.
Good.
Yeah.
She can be somebody.
We get a stare down with her and JC Jane at the end of the match. Live Valkyrie is thrilled for her, and that presumably, what with Tatum Paxley being a bit of a spooky character, will be something else that will be added to Halloween Havoc as this show goes off the air.
Thank you. It's all over.
Any more thoughts on that?
That Zaria thing, man. I think that you might have to add it to your 25 worst wrestling moments.
Yeah. I don't know what to take out because, I mean, there's been some real
stink
stuff this year.
Real stink stuff.
Yeah.
Like, my God, that Thunder Rosa, Megan Bain chair business.
Why's nobody swinging? Why's nobody leaving?
Why is it still on the air?
They sort of follow each other around in the train. Just walk around. I'll get you. Hang on. I will. Give me the chair. No.
It's a steel chair run.
They didn't powder. They didn't leave.
Steel chair run. Come on, man.
Good times. Good times. Yeah, so that was NXT. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. We'll get Wilborn Stouts, obviously, at some point later in the week.
Watch it.
I'm sure he'll wish to.
He'll only pretend to like it.
Share them, or he'll tell you about his experience with the co-eds, one or the other. If you want to follow us along, you can do so on X at WhatCulture WWE, where you can get Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
You can follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas, at
It's Adam Nicholas.
I'm at Michael Hamflett. There's loads of other podcasts coming your way, including the AEW Dynamite preview, which is available now. We'll be back tomorrow with the AEW Dynamite review, back with NXT next week. And until next time, we will see you soon.